Welcome back. I was doing my usual morning scroll on AIagentstore.ai, right? And I came across this really interesting open source tool called Superpowers.
Oh yeah, superpowers. That one is definitely geared towards software developers, QA engineers, and tech leads.
Exactly. And the whole pitch is that, well, it's not a standalone chatbot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. It's more of an operational workflow system.
Yeah, like a management layer. Because, I mean, you know that feeling when a super eager junior dev just wants to push unreviewed code straight to production.
Oh, absolutely. Terrifying. They just want to type immediately.
Right. And that's essentially the exact same problem we see with most AI coding tools right now. They just start generating blocks of text instantly.
Yeah, they prioritize speed over actual architecture, and that's where superpowers comes in. It acts like the strict engineering manager sitting right behind them.
Enforcing actual discipline.
Exactly. It physically blocks the AI from just executing code. It intercepts that urge and says, hey, hold on, we need to do design refinement first. We need proper specifications.
And test-driven development, right? Like TDD before the coding even starts.
Yes, TDD is completely mandatory here. The AI actually has to write the test suite before it, even touches the implementation code.
Which is kind of brilliant because, I mean, large language models are notorious for hallucinating syntax.
Yeah,
So if you force it into TDD,
he creates a closed-loop validation system.
right, the AI writes the test, writes the code, and if the test fails, it has to read its own error log and rewrite the function.
And that replaces the need for constant human oversight. The system compiles the tests in an isolated environment, and it literally cannot move to the next stage until its own automated tests pass.
But wait, let me push back on that a bit.
Sure.
If we are putting up all these mandatory guardrails and, forcing the strict sequence of specifications, is it actually autonomous? Or are we just heavily constraining it?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a paradox, right? The constraints are actually what allow it to maintain high autonomy.
How so? Like by restricting it?
Yeah, because without those constraints, unrestricted AI coding agents just eventually hallucinate themselves into a corner.
Right.
And then a human has to step in, debug everything, and reset the context prompt anyway.
So you end up babysitting individual commits.
Exactly. But Sim Superpowers handles the entire workflow internally, from the staged implementation to the automated code reviews. You don't need manual human intervention at every single step.
So the guardrails are what actually allow you to walk away completely.
Yeah, because the structural oversight guarantees a reliable outcome. The system can just run end-to-end on its own.
Which, I mean, that signals a massive shift in focus for engineering teams.
Oh, definitely.
We spend so long obsessing over how well an AI can write a specific Python function or whatever, but code generation itself is, it's just becoming a commodity.
Yeah. Right. Standardizing how the AI agent operates is now just as important as the code it writes. It fundamentally changes the role of technical oversight.
Because if an open source framework can independently manage its own structured QA, design refinement, and peer reviews, the bottlenecks completely change.
Yeah, it completely inverts the traditional software development lifecycle.
So here's a thought for you to chew on before your next stand-up meeting. If an AI framework can do all of that independently, how soon are human developers going to transition from writing software to purely managing AI managers?
Your primary job might just be defining the initial acceptance criteria and letting the system manage the rest of the developers.
Pretty wild to think about. Anyway, if you want to check out this tool and its workflow, you can find the link over at AIagentstore.ai.
Highly recommend looking into it.
Thanks so much for rating the podcast, everyone. It really helps us out. Catch you on the next one.